Hi friends, today I'm going to talk about sleeping difficulties in autism and how to help them to get their sleep hygiene. Currently the most burdensome problem I'm getting from the parents of children with autism is their disrupted sleep. My friends, as we all know that sleep is one of the most important occupation in kids, teenagers or in adult as well. Sleep is important, you know why? Because it serves multiple functions. Energy consolidation, cognitive development, then brain growth, learning skills. So if a child is having problem in sleeping, then definitely their learning abilities, their behavior will also be changed. So when we talk about autism, as we all know, these kids have some repetitive stereotypic behaviors. They face problem in social communication, they face problem in their behaviors. So if insufficient sleep is there, then it is exaggerating all those repetitive stereotypic behaviors, their tantrums, their aggression. So it is very important to know why my child is not falling asleep or not staying asleep. Because these are the two major problems which I feel when parents are coming to me. They are complaining about two things, that ma'am, why my child is not falling asleep, or why my child is not staying asleep. So the cause of sleep disruption in autism could be anything. Some of the theories says that gene mutation occurs which is responsible for secretion of melatonin hormone, and the imbalance in this hormone causes sleep disruption. So basically melatonin hormone, it is a hormone which gets secreted during darkness, and it is responsible for our internal biological clock which helps in sleeping. Sometimes some internal physiological changes may cause sleeping disturbances. For example, due to constipation, there are cramps which occur in the mid of the night to the kids, and the kids just awaken and shows lots of sensory behaviors or repetitive behaviors. Sometimes breathing disturbances also occurs in kids with autism, which can cause sleeping disturbances. You have to check for sensory sensitivities to light, sound, textures, or the kids are heightened state of arousal. So these sensory sensitivities also are responsible for sleep disturbances. So first, let me search for the cause. What is the cause because of which my child is not falling asleep or staying asleep? Even if you will not find the exact cause, let me think what actions we could take and help our kids so that they will get a regular schedule and pattern of sleep. So two things we need to do is, one is the daytime schedule and one is the nighttime schedule. So daytime schedule is, first and most important thing to know is consistent waking pattern and consistent in night going to the bed. So bedtime and waking up time, that is the most important routine you need to maintain in your child. During the daytime, involve your child into different physical activities according to their sensory needs. More the child is involved during the daytime in the light, in physical activities, more the child will able to use the energy constructively, and thus helps him to have a better sleep. Then screen time, which is very important. So even if your child is exposed to screen time, maybe because of virtual school or maybe because of some of other routine activities, try to restrict that during the daytime only, before 4 p.m. or 5 p.m, not after that. whatever physical activities your child is involved in, even if the child is going for therapies to a therapy center, then also I would request and recommend that after 6 o'clock, don't involve your child in physical activities. Another important thing is the intake of caffeine. It should be fully avoided first of all, but even if your child is having habit in any ways, that should be minimized and should not be given before 2 hours or 3 hours of bedtime, because this caffeine is there in the blood for almost 8 to 10 hours, which is actually responsible for alerting the sensory engine of your child. Now let me talk about sensory sensitivity. So we need to take care of their sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound, sensitivity to touch. So we need to explore that child is really liking some dim lights. We should avoid bright lights during night sleeping hours. Then we should check for the sound, because lot is happening at home, specifically because of working parents. They have the night schedule of their work. Sometimes because of younger or elder siblings also, there are disturbances happening outside the room. Even you have closed the room and you are inside with your child, then also, because your child will not able to express what is going on through, but those sensory sensitivities when outside happening, that the child could have sound sensitivity, and because of which he is not able to fall asleep. You need to check the texture of the blanket used by your child, bed sheet used by your child, the night dress your child is wearing, whether he is liking soft or whether he is liking bit rough. So that can also impact the sleeping pattern of your child. Avoid longer daytime nap, because if the child will sleep for 3 to 4 hours in the daytime, then definitely he will face challenges in falling asleep during the night time. Then check for the medication timings. If your child is on certain kind of medications, sometimes those medications also impact their sleeping pattern. So you need to check with your psychiatrist or pediatrician for the medication your child is on. Now let's help our child in following night time sleep hygiene. For that, use of visual card is really very successful. We can have the sequence of visual cards starting from some interesting activity, after that going into the bathroom for brushing, then bathing, massage time, then coming to the story time. So all these visual schedule cards, if you will show to the child sometimes will himself pick up the cards of his need or of his interest to know what he has to do before going to the bed. So story time helps a lot during the night time or bedtime to stay calm. That story time also, rather than you will ask the child to read the story if possible for him. It's better if you can read the story for him and make him asleep. Friends, I am not saying that better sleep will cure autism, but I can assure you one thing: kids with autism who get back to their regular sleeping schedule seems to have less irritable mood. They have less repetitive stereotypic behavior. They have less hyperactivity, and their learning behavior also improves. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that now you will apply some of these strategies to help your child to have a better sleeping schedule.